Bliss, everyone. Welcome to a brand new weekly reading. Rissa Vibes here, aka Readings by Rissa. So excited to connect with you as always. Today is a brand new weekly reading and we are covering today's date, October 17th, all the way to October 24th. This is our opportunity to come together as a collective here in community, this web of light community that we've created, and just tap into the energy and the spirit messages of this week. So without further ado, let's get into it. Of course, my name is Rissa Vibes, aka Readings by Rissa. I am a professional intuitive and intuitive coach. And I am here to help walk people who are curious about spirituality through their enlightenment path with the most ease and grace. I do that in these weekly readings every single week for free here on YouTube. And I also am professional in the coaching department of intuition development. So if you are interested in building your intuitive gifts, discovering your soul purpose, and walking your enlightenment path with one-on-one mentorship, definitely reach out to me, readingsbyrissa@gmail.com. I am accepting waitlists for the next round of coaching clients that I'll be taking in the next couple of months. All right, so let's go ahead and do a little review of last week's energy before we get into this week's energy, just to give us a little idea of what we've been coming from, what energy we've been coming from this week, so we can prepare even more for next week. Also, feel free to let me know where you're tuning in from and how you're doing today in the live chat. And of course, I always welcome any super chat donations as an energy exchange for these readings. But let's go ahead and do that review. The first card that I pulled last week was the Power Over the Seven Scorpions card. That was really letting us know that we have the power to conjure energy to battle and clear any lower vibrational frequencies. And so we were really being called to use our voice as an alchemical tool of transmutation, making things that seem less vibrational become higher vibrational just in the way we perceive it and the way that we speak on it, and the boundaries that we set in order to really tame that energy as well. Then in the middle of the week, we had the Grizzly Bear card for power. This was really calling us into our power selves and really honoring the fact that our intuition has a lot to do with our power as well, and that we have the power to use our intuition to access more soul power. Then at the end of the week, we had the Mercy card, which was really calling us into our divine feminine compassion center and the ability to forgive and to shine mercy onto things of the past and present that need that energy so that we can move on, let go, and continue to flourish and thrive. All right, so last week we also talked about feeding the soul, really getting clear on what feeds your soul. And that energy is really powerful for us even this week. We're going to kind of segue off of that energy of what feeds our soul with the energy of this week, where we're stepping into how to find balance and bravery. All right, we have a full moon this week in Aries as well on Wednesday, so we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But first, let's go ahead and go over the spirit messages of this week. These are the messages I receive in my meditations, in my connection to my guides, and also in seeing patterns of energy in the Mass Collective through the many readings I do every day, and also just in the general things I observe as a intuitive. So the first spirit message of this week is really allowing yourself to choose yourself as a priority. Making yourself a priority this week is essential. Now, we want to make ourselves a priority, and we've talked a lot about how important self-care and self-love is, especially recently over the last several weeks and months. But this week particularly is all about balancing the energy of prioritizing yourself. So we want to make ourselves a priority while also still being a team player. So this week we're being called to start to open up that energy of self-love that we've been focusing solely within our own lifestyle, and start to open it up into ways that we can stay in that vibration of self-love while also interacting with others, connecting to other plans and opportunities, and really evolving in our experiences externally while still maintaining that balance of self-love and self-prioritization, okay? So if you have ever had an issue with, putting yourself first or making sure that your cup is full before pouring into other people, this message is for you, okay? This message is for you. Now that you've gotten hopefully clear on how to cater to yourself more, now it's time to start to introduce your nurturing spirit back into the world, but maintain the boundaries that you found most beneficial to maintain your vibration and keep your cup full so you can continue to nurture others and be a part of a team and work towards certain goals and projects outside of your own personal situations. Okay, so let's pull a card on that. Let's see what the Voyager deck has to offer. Hi Kevin, good to see you. Hi Jasmine, good to see you. Who else do we have watching today? Please feel free to comment in the super chat. Let me know what else who else is here and where you're tuning from, and also how you're feeling and what's new in your life. All right, we've got a card here for this first message. All right, I love this. It's the Rejoicer card. The Rejoicer card. And this is calling you to rejoice in the fact that now that you have, hopefully, if you've been paying attention to these readings and doing the work spiritually, hopefully you are in a place where you have done the work to really get clear on what kind of activities and behaviors and perspectives and values you need to hold in your heart and in your mind and in your body in order to stay in that self-love and self-care place. But you're also rejoicing this opportunity of how good that feels and how full and satisfied you feel, fulfilled you feel. And now you get to share that excitement, that celebration, and that balance of love and nurture outside of yourself moving forward, okay? So rejoice with the Voyager card. This is a really beautiful energy. It's the Woman of Cups card, and we talked a lot about the feminine energy last week, and the Woman of Cups is really this fulfillment of love, this fulfillment of nurturance, this fulfillment of compassion and connection and creativity and intuition. So by pouring into yourself, you should be feeling that energy of fulfillment and ready to share it with the world by helping others. All right, the next spirit message from there is really having discernment, okay? Discernment is huge this week. Now, with discernment, we're stepping into discernment in, Gio is so loud all the time. I hope that's not distracting anyone. Gio says hi, by the way. So discernment in where you put your energy, okay? Discernment in where you put your energy. This is really focusing on where you are choosing to put your attention towards. This is an energy of rebalancing where you may have been putting all your eggs in one basket, and recognizing that it's time to start diversifying your energy, diversifying your focus into other areas. Because when we put all of our eggs in one basket, we end up focusing only on that path, and sometimes that can create a desperation, a sense of urgency, or an imbalance in what you're really meant to be centered in on your life path, okay? I'm gonna bring Gio up here because he's really wanting to say hi. All right, so with that being said, balancing this energy, okay? Ask yourself a couple questions with this. Ask yourself what you tend to focus on most throughout the day, okay? Most likely there's 1 to 2, maybe even 3 big focuses that you really align to all day, every day, where your mind, your thoughts, your emotions, your behaviors are focused on that thing. It may be a problem you're trying to solve. It may be this idea of success that you're trying to achieve. It may be a project you're trying to complete. It may be a career that you have put a lot of energy into, and maybe you're starting to feel like, it's not really paying off with the energy I'm putting into it, right? So ask yourself, what is it that I focus on every day, most of the day? And is that focus really benefiting me? Is putting all that energy, all that attention, all those investments into that focus really working for me? Or is it causing a certain kind of imbalance in my life, or a certain uncertainty, or a certain energy of confusion or conflict, or just disruption of your spirit that you need to really maintain and focus on, okay? I put some matcha like stuff on my arm, and Gio's like licking it off like crazy. So he's just you're so intense today. I love it. Okay, so with that being said, asking yourself, what is it that you're putting your eggs, what basket are you putting your eggs into? And is that really aligned to what you're wanting to focus on for your future? Is it really helping you? Is it keeping your heart at peace? Is it benefiting your self-care? Okay, this is going into that theme of self-prioritization, self-prioritizing what you need to focus on, okay? Let's pull a card for this. Let's pull a card. Let's see. I'm going to pull the Mary Magdalene cards because this is such a good card deck for love. Good boy. All right, let's see. What are we focusing on for rebalancing the eggs in one basket? Now, also pay attention. What is it that you've been investing in? Are you investing energy, worry, stress, fear into something, and all of your eggs are going into that basket, right? Because that's not going to produce a high quality of life, okay? We've got the Saint and Sinner card here for this message. This is really helping you to recognize what parts of you are putting your attention and energy towards something and it's producing a feeling of fulfillment, a feeling of alignment to your light, a feeling of alignment to your well-being and to your highest positive potential. And what energy and focus are you putting into that's causing you to feel in your shadow self, that's bringing you into that place of disharmony, that's bringing you into that place of disconnect from your true self, disconnect from your true level of love and light that you can access, disconnection from your purest light and energy. Okay, yes, love to Gio. Thank you, Leslie. So this is a really big energy to focus on. Okay, we're going to see both sides of ourselves conflicting on where we're putting our energy to. You may notice, one part of yourself feels really justified in putting all your energy in this basket. But you want to ask yourself, what part of myself is feeling justified in that? And is that the part of myself that I want to continue feeding? Okay, that's why I said what feeds our soul from last week is segueing into this week in our balance and bravery. Okay, we need to be brave enough to recognize what part of ourself is really going to benefit from making the choices that may be a little uncomfortable or opposite to what we've been choosing lately, okay? This is the idea of choosing your sainthood over your sinner, okay? Choosing your light over your shadow. If your shadow is the one that's feeling justified in putting all your eggs in one basket, then you need to challenge that shadow and ask yourself, why are you choosing the shadow over your shine, okay? Don't choose your shadow over your shine, okay? Sometimes the shine can be scary. Sometimes the shine path brings in a leap of faith. Sometimes the shine path creates or demands a certain kind of bravery, courage, resilience, this kind of sense of trust in yourself and trust in the universe, okay? Sometimes that shine path is uncomfortable and it is scary, but think about the longevity of choosing that path over choosing the shadow path, okay, whatever that means to you. And really asking yourself, is it my shadow that's justifying all these eggs in one basket, or is it my shine, my light, okay? And if it's your light justifying it, then that means that you're most likely going towards the right direction, because your light is always going to affirm your purest positive potential, okay? And the shadow aspects may be showing you certain things that are important to recognize about yourself, certain strengths that you haven't even shown light on from yourself. So that can also aid to that shine path, okay? All right, let me know if that makes sense. Hoping this is really helping. Yes, 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 loving it. Okay. All right, next message from rebalancing and putting all those eggs in different baskets, diversifying the energy. The next message is another level of balancing, and this time it's balancing in learning from the past. Okay, we need to balance the idea of learning from the past for one, and then balance that with being present here and now, right? So what have we learned from the past that can help us stay present in the current moment and use our awareness and wisdom from the past to help us move through the present moment with ease and grace. Okay, that's how you balance those two energies, right? Staying present, but using the wisdom from the past to keep moving successfully forward. And then the next part of that balancing act is focusing on the future. Now that I've learned from the past and used that wisdom in my present, now I'm going to recognize all of that energy and help fortify a dream or a vision for my highest good in the future, okay? And in that understanding, we are also wanting to balance our focus amongst those things, making sure that every day we're not focusing too much on the past, too much on the present, or too much on the future, that we stay balanced in that. Maybe portions of the day we're thinking about what we want to do moving forward, but we're not spending too much time on that to where we're obsessed or urgent or desperate for the future plans. We want to also make sure that we're feeling present and grateful and connected to flow and harmony and appreciation for what's happening in our lives right now, right? A lot of this can show up in situations where you have a goal you're wanting to achieve, or you have this idea of your most ideal life and you're striving for it, you're going for it, you're working really hard to get to that dream and vision, so much so that you're not even appreciating or accepting or acknowledging all the beautiful things happening in the journey towards that future, in the present moment. Maybe the people that are helping support you towards that vision. Maybe the way you're growing and evolving and the new ideas and knowledge you're receiving and the new skills you're gaining in the present moment to help you in the future, right? Focusing on those things, being appreciative to be able to even pursue those goals, or to have the skills or desire or talents to do so, or have the spiritual support, right? Being in the present moment, just relaxing and allowing yourself to recharge and rejuvenate in self-care by stepping into what do I need right now as I pursue these things in the future from the wisdom I've gained in the past. How do I take care of myself in this present moment, right? All of those things are ways to find balance amongst those three aspects: the past, the present, and the future. And we're going to feel ourselves this week doing a little bit of a balancing act there. We may notice that, you know, some things of our past are starting to show up this week that are calling us to remember what we need to be wise about for our present moment. And even some ideas about the future may be causing pressure on us in the present moment. And we need to find ways to balance out that pressure by being appreciative of taking one step at a time and staying rooted in the now. Okay, these are the things that you'll see this week that are going to call you into that balancing act. Okay, let's go ahead and see what we can do energetically from Spirit about this. What can we receive support on in regards to that message from Spirit? Oh, thank you for the super chat donation, Leslie. Love you so much. Shout out to Leslie, my soul sister in Florida. Yes. Okay, so in regards to that balancing act between past, present, and future, we are being called to align to our security. Okay, so all of the decisions that we're making to help us balance in that past, present, and future should be decisions that help us feel secure. Secure about our past, you know, accepting of it and centered in that awareness, secure in the wisdom we've gained from our past. We also want to check in on if we feel secure in the present moment. Are we feeling certain? Are we feeling supported? Are we feeling stable in the present moment? And then we want to ask, does our future feel secure? Do we feel secure about our future? And when you ask these questions, this is a nice way to check in throughout the week on how balanced you are in either area. If you feel really secure about your future, but you're feeling not so secure and certain in the present moment, then it means you need to put some more energy towards getting present, right? If you're feeling really secure in the present moment, you're recognizing the flow you're feeling good about right now, but you're not feeling so great about the past. Some things are unresolved. Some things are feeling uncertain about how you processed the past or how things went recently. Then you need to put a little more attention into that past and find ways to get centered, get clear, get relaxed about the past, so that you can find more common ground and balance in the present and the future. Okay, does that make sense? Yes, good to see you, all connected. Oh, yes. Oh yeah, I love your bouquet of flowers pick too, Leslie, so pretty. All right, let's keep going with this. So keep finding ways to step into security in order to balance the past, the present, and the future aspects of yourself and your awareness, okay? All right, and the next message, this next message is actually more of a premonition that I had recently. This is a message that will play out throughout this week, but will probably pick up more momentum in the next couple of weeks towards the end of the month, okay? And this is the energy of the battle cry. And this is actually the energy that's being introduced through the full moon in Aries. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that in a second. But this energy of battle cry, okay? The battle cry, think about what a battle cry is, okay? A battle cry is that strong shout and yell and exclamation of the beginning, the commencement of a war, the commencement of a battle, the commencement of a fight, two opposites coming together, okay? And finding a way to resolve a conflict through battle, through fiery passion and power and strength and this power struggle, right? So the battle cry is kind of it's kind of the cry of your innocence and the cry of your past self being let go, right? It's the sound of the past being released, the fantasies that are the idealisms of the future, right? So it's kind of like, when I think of someone doing a battle cry, it's kind of like they're crying about the fact that, things will never be the same after this war. Our innocence is being taken away, right? Our innocence is being left behind so we can fight this fight, so we can stand strong, so we can be the warriors, right? So the parts of ourselves that don't align to this strong, resilient, powerful, passionate energy has to be let go. And so it's kind of a cry of letting go that energy and stepping into bravery and unrelenting strive and determination to win and overcome conflict, okay? Facing the fears, facing the battle, and crying out as a sign of release of any fears or innocence or resistance in facing the battle, okay? So we're going to start to see this energy showing up, and you're going to notice there's going to be battle cries within your spirit. Your spirit's going to really be fighting the idea of being the warrior that you need to be. Your spirit may feel really sad and sorrowful over having to let go of its innocence. Maybe you've been holding on to an innocence of thinking the future is going to just manifest a certain way without any issues or without any work, right? Without any duality, but that is not true, right? Duality has to occur for creation to be made, right? So recognizing, the parts of yourself that have to release an ideation that's not realistic, right? Or release an idea of peace and comfort and pleasantry that's not realistic to the present moment, right? Or to what's coming up. And a lot of us are experiencing this, right? With all the disclosures going on, a lot of people are recognizing, hey, this is actually more serious than it looked a few months ago, right? The way the world is going, the way things are evolving, the way things are being forced, and the way energy is being pushed and pulled and controlled, right? The way in which the world is in conflict in many different ways, the way the one world has become two, like we talked about last year, and now look, it's come to fruition. Two worlds really finding strength in their own opposing sides, and we're feeling this pressure, this tension of the battle cry coming up, and we're having to let go of the innocence around that or the ideal perspectives, and we're starting to face reality and recognize that we're going to have to fight for the reality we want. We're going to have to fight for the peace and the unity and the harmony that we desire. It's not just going to land in our laps, right? We're going to have to fight for what we desire in our lives, the goals and dreams we have for our future. We're going to have to go through some conflict, and we're going to have to go through some battle, some struggle, some conflict in that, in order to manifest all that we want. And it's not going to just manifest on its own. It's going to take that kind of bravery and the work to balance that two-sided perspective, the saint and the sinner, the light and the dark, one side versus the other. And I'm not saying that the two worlds represent light and dark. Some people are making decisions in their light that are opposing other people making decisions in their light. So there's just this energy of separation and this tension coming up, building in this idea of the battle coming to a head at some point soon, likely towards the end of the year. But ultimately, this battle cry, this innocence being let go of, this coming to Jesus moment, this facing reality, and the grief or the sorrow or the passionate cry out from that is showing up in the next couple of weeks. So I want to pull a card on that. Let's pull the dragon card for some guidance from our fiery guides on this, because we're going to notice this energy in our own personal lives, right? You may be coming to battle, preparing for battle in your own personal life around a specific experience, or a specific decision you're having to make, or you're maybe feeling like you have to fight for your rights, or fight for your choice, or fight for your own spiritual sovereignty or your own sovereignty of being. Maybe you're expecting some battles in your family life, or in your work life, or in your spiritual growth even. Battles in love life, okay? We're seeing battle cries everywhere starting to show up, and the tension around them starting to build. And you'll notice this, like I said, this week and in the next coming weeks. So let's see what our dragon guides have to say about that. I like my singing. I had a nice little ring to that one. All right, there it is. Beautiful. Dragon Sense is the card. Dragon Sense, okay? It says, you are intuitive, human child. You can connect with realms in between and beyond your world. We dragons can heighten and sharpen your natural intuition. Breathe in and feel your every sense awaken and expand, okay? So part of finding centeredness and peace in that battle cry energy is to use your intuition. Let your intuitive senses be heightened, because when you do, you start to feel more alert, which helps you feel more confident to be brave. When you feel more alert and you start to recognize more information about the energy around you and the energy within you, you start to feel more certain, more secure of yourself. And that can help you get ready for the battle, okay? Because we are in a spiritual war, and we are prepping for more of that battle. And remember, the spiritual aspect of this war is what's the main aspect of it, which means that everything is happening in the energetic realm. Think about the battle in between thoughts that are happening for people arguing each other's perspective, people arguing each other's emotional ties to things, people arguing each other's passionate expressions, right? People arguing each other's perspectives or ideas of the future or the present moment, right? This is all spiritual warfare. Okay, people are having arguments about what is right and what is wrong, what is God aligned and what is not, right? What is best for the collective and humanity and what is not? What's to come in our life and what is not, right? These are all energetic, spiritual thought wars, okay? Even the information wars of fake news versus real news. Which one is it? Which one's which, right? All of this is energetic. It's an energetic and spiritual war through thoughts, emotions, values, perspectives, belief systems, and energy. So our intuition and heightening our intuition, developing our intuition is going to help us really prepare for that battle and to win the battle. because it's our intuition that will be our biggest survival skill in this battle, which is why I've talked about how important our intuition is to surviving in the most fullest capacity and in the most successful way throughout this phase in human history. So if you're interested in developing your intuition and you want some one-on-one mentorship so that you can really use that intuition to manifest all the goals in your life, because I also always say that when you put your spiritual goals first as priority, every other goal that you have in your life will be manifested, because you've gone to the tip top. You've gone to the energetic point of things, which trickles down into the physical and really creates success across the board. Okay, so if you're interested in one-on-one mentorship, readingsbyrissa@gmail.com, email me and tell me that you're interested so I can put you on the waiting list, because I only open the coaching program during certain points of the year, and it will be coming up soon. So I want to be able to give you all the info so you're all ready and you can get your spot before anyone else does, okay? So use your dragon sense to move you through this energy of battle cry as we continue to feel it build, all right? Second to last message of the spirit messages before we go through the astrology is the tests, okay? I'm going to read the message really specifically because I wrote it down so I wouldn't misspeak. These are going to be tests this week. Tests on if you are walking the walk, which we talked about a couple weeks ago, and if you're getting stuck in the process, okay? So this is going to really be an energy of balance again. We're kind of finding ourselves between two opposites again. We're going to be noticing, are we feeling stuck or are we walking the walk? If you're feeling stuck, then there's something that you're not doing to walk the walk on what you've asked for, what you've said you want for your life, okay? If you are walking the walk, then you're not feeling stuck and you're moving forward, which is great. Now you're going to have tests that show up to help kickstart you into whatever side you need to be on, okay? So if you're feeling stuck and you're needing to walk the walk, you're going to be tested and called from spirit through opportunities and tests on if you're going to walk the walk. So there's going to be things that show up in your week that say, all right, you asked for this. Now, are you going to walk the walk or are you going to stay stuck? And you've got to make the choice, okay? Now, a lot of these tests are also here to really show you things that you've been missing, things that you've been keeping yourself vulnerable to that you need to protect yourself from, boundaries you haven't been setting, information that you need to learn that you haven't been researching or giving yourself the opportunity to gain, even though you know you need that information, right? These tests are really here and they've been showing up regularly. These are not tests that are going to be new to you. These are the same tests over and over for a lot of you, okay? These are the same tests that you've been having for several months, maybe longer, all the way back to when all those planets went direct or went retrograde, Saturn, Jupiter, Pluto, okay? All of those planets went retrograde about 3 or 4 months ago, and they're all going direct now. And Spirit is no longer waiting for you to do the work. It's testing you and saying, all right, you've had all this time to do the work, to make your decision accordingly to what you want. And if you haven't done it, now you're being tested with your last shot at making the right decision according to what you want, making the aligned decision to what you want and to what you asked for, okay? How you doing, bud? So really making sure that you take advantage of this opportunity to pass the test now, because if you don't take advantage of the opportunity to pass the test now, then you're going to step back into a loop of that lesson. And that every time you step back into a loop of that lesson, it gets harder and harder. It gets more in your face. It gets more present. It feels more intense because it's Spirit trying to get your attention and say, hey, stop ignoring this lesson. Stop ignoring this information. Stop staying where you are when I'm giving you an opportunity to do something different. And it's an opportunity to do something different that aligns with what you want. So why not pass the test and choose accordingly, okay? So let me make sure I'm not missing anything. What lesson are you refusing to learn? What action are you resistant or refusing to take? What thoughts and emotions and perspectives have you been ignoring that can really liberate you from everything you've been feeling stuck in? Yeah, this is powerful. Refusing to take action even though your guides keep showing you what to do. Okay, this is what we're talking about. Refusing to take action even though your guides keep telling you what to do. All right? We're going to be tested on this week, and we're going to keep being tested on this. So really, the final exam, I like that. It is. It's the final exam. And, we always, if you've been watching my readings for a while, a couple years or longer, you know that right around November every year is when we really start prepping for 2020. Well, prepping for the next year. So this year we're prepping for 2022 in November. Okay, everybody talks about New Year's Eve resolutions or New Year's resolutions. That's a little late in the game, okay? Because by the time the New Year's shows up, by the time January 1st is here, you should have already put some energy towards manifesting what you want in that year. Because it takes a little while for what you're manifesting in the spiritual realm to become physical. So you want to start early if you want to start seeing those goals manifesting in the first of the year. Okay? So let me see. I'm just going to pull a Healing with the Angels deck card just to see if there's any message regarding those tests, what we need to know, anything that we need to know further about the tests we're being given. This final exam. I love that. The Enigma. All right, to get clear on what you need to pass, what tests you need to pass and how to pass them, meditate. Use meditation to connect deeper to your intuition, to hear your spirit guides more clearly, and to really be validated and confirmed on the tests that you know you're needing to pass, the lessons you're needing to learn, the energy you're needing to adapt to and activate, so that you can move forward and not loop those same tests and lessons. Okay, so meditate. Up your meditation game. Upping your meditation game is also going to allow you to tune into more of your intuition. It's also going to allow you to become more present. And it's going to allow you to really step more into that Queen of Heaven energy that we've talked about all October, which is the theme of October. In that feminine, divine connection to source and spirit, okay? That's what we want to really align to, and using our meditation to do so. All right, so the last message is actually such a good segue for this. It's all of these energies, all of the things that I just talked about this week for this week's messages is the start to our preparation for 2022, okay? Just like I talked about, usually around November, we start building momentum for what we want the next year. And so now that we're in the middle of October, we're moving towards the end of October, we're starting to do the prep for the prep of 2022, okay? And think about the energy of 2022, okay? 222, y'all. All right, this is a powerful energy. 2022. 222 represents trust, faith, connection to self, and balance between duality, balance between two forces, balance between one world that has become two, right? And so we're going to be introducing harmony and balance and trust and union and reconnection in 2022. But this battle kind of has to happen in order for that harmony to take place, because the two forces have to come to a head in order to find balance, in order to integrate into themselves, in order to face each other so that a common ground can be found. Okay, so that's also happening within us and in our relationships and in human history, okay? Two parts of ourselves having to come together and find harmony and balance through trust and faith, and two parts of ourselves in relationships, right? One part of our part and the other person's part coming together in harmony. And then same thing with humanity, the duality in humanity, finding harmony. Okay, so we're going to see that in 2022, but in order to get there, we've got to face it. We've got to face the tension. We've got to face the music. We've got to face the noise. We've got to give that battle cry out so that we can step into bravery and balance for our highest good in moving forward. Now, the 222 energy for 2022 is also added up to the number 6. The number 6 is the energy of creation, the energy of focusing your perspectives where you want it to go for the purpose of creating what you desire and what you want for the world. So we're going to use the 222 energy to create a new focus for humanity, a new focus for our lives, and a new focus in our relationships and experiences. So ask yourself, what do you need to face? What duality, what separative energy, what conflicts do you need to face and confront and be brave enough to balance in order to prep for that harmony that you want in your future for next year? Okay? What do you have to face to do that? So let's talk about let me pull one more card on that because I think that's a good one for a shadow work card from the Lantern deck. And then we'll end with our lovely astrology, which I think is such a good segue again, because the full moon in Aries that we have on Wednesday is really going to help us step into more of that bravery and balance. Wishful expectations for that 222 message about next year. Of course, it makes sense. We are ready to step into more of our manifestations for the future. But we also have to clear illusions, and we have to get clear on what is not aligned to our wishful expectations. And we also have to see what parts of our wishful expectations are still set in that idealistic, innocent perspective that's not really true to what's going on, that's not really aligned to reality. It says, acknowledge the smoke and mirrors in your life for what they are. Okay, so acknowledge the illusions, delusions, the contrast for what it is. Get realistic so that you can really manifest a realistic future based on wishful expectations that are rooted in truth and not illusion. Okay, root your wishful expectations in truth, not illusion. Okay, that's a big message for this week. All right, so for astrology, the first thing I want to mention is Age of Aquarius. We really are speedballing into the Age of Aquarius in a powerful way. We're feeling the energy now. Of course, the energy always comes before the physical transition into it, so we may not see it all the way in certain physical attributes, but we're feeling the energy of Aquarius as we move into it. And that is going to help us step into more of our unique selves, our unique path, our unique passions, our unique purposes, no longer conforming to the majority, but instead choosing our individuality and honoring our sovereignty in that, okay? So we're going to see more of that energy this week. And in the astrological aspects, today, of course, we talked about last week, we've got the Sun in Libra, square Pluto in Capricorn. That's going to give us some power struggles and make us look out for ego stuff today. We also have Jupiter going direct today, which we talked about last week as well. Jupiter going direct in Aquarius. This is where our money and abundance and luck is going to increase according to the choices we've made for our individual success over conformity, okay? Because it is in Aquarius, that Jupiter direct in Aquarius. So we're going to really feel the benefits if we've stepped into more of our individual selves and let go of any pressures to conform against our will or against our alignment to what is true to us, okay? And as we follow our unique plan and path based on our desires and our sovereignty, we're going to get more abundance, more luck, more harmony, and support from Jupiter, okay? Now on the 19th, which is the day before the full moon, so that's Tuesday, Mercury goes direct in Libra. So we're going to get a big relief from Mercury retrograde as Mercury goes direct for the final time in the year. So we won't have any more Mercury retrogrades for the rest of the year, which will be great. Our communication is going to be better. The tech stuff is going to be balanced out. No more tech issues. And we're going to feel more connected to making commitments in relationships and in certain things for our goals and our future. as we prep for 2022, okay? And the direct Mercury going direct in Libra also helps us to stay balanced in our communication, and it's really done a lot to do that for us. So we want to reflect on what we've learned that's helped us find balance in communication, or has shown us where we need to find balance in communication. Then on the 20th, on Wednesday, we have the full moon in Aries. This is a powerful energy of release, releasing what no longer serves you in a passionate way, in a prosperous way, and in a purposeful way, okay? Anything that doesn't serve your passions, your purpose, or your prosperity is being called to be released. And this is an energy of fiery spirit. This is an energy of determination and zealous for the release, okay? We're going to notice that there's going to be a really deep desire to stand firm in what you know is aligned to your purpose, your prosperity, and your passions, okay? This is where that battle cry is going to come from, where we're feeling so called to stand up and fight for those things in our life. And we're going to be willing to let go of the innocence or of the illusions and delusions that we held on to before that kept us separate from that bravery and boldness to change the direction of where we're going and step fully into, our highest selves, okay? So lots of brave, bold energy. We may notice some conflict and competition around the full moon in Aries. Also confrontation around things that we need to fight for our rights on, or fight for our perspective, or our values on, whatever that is for us, or our peace. A lot of us are fighting for our peace in a lot of ways as well. So honor the battle cry and be the warrior, be brave, be bold. And the more you balance yourself out, the more you'll feel secure in being brave and bold to stand up for what you need to in order to be your most successful self, okay? We'll talk more about the full moon in Aries on Wednesday night on Instagram at Readings by Rissa, where I'll do a live moon talk, pull some cards, talk about the energy, and just go over any questions anybody has about the moon. So make sure you're following me at Readings by Rissa on Instagram. I will release what time I'll be going live right around Tuesday or early in the day Wednesday on my story. And then if you just see me going live on Wednesday, you'll know that it's the moon talk. So I'll see you for more info on the moon then. And then the last couple influences astrologically before we pull our last three cards for review of this week is the 22nd of this month. Mars is in Libra, squaring Pluto in Capricorn. So today we have the Sun in Libra squaring Pluto in Capricorn. On that, Friday, we're going to have Mars in Libra squaring Pluto in Capricorn. This is where we're going to notice more passionate energy towards confrontations. We may even see ourselves getting into arguments or disagreements because we're needing to have that kind of battle cry spirit, where we're no longer tolerating the opposite side, but we're fighting for what we need to find balance in, or the harmony that we want with the opposite side, okay? We're not letting the opposite aspect of ourselves, the opposite aspects of our relationships, or the opposite aspects of humanity challenge us or pressure us to conformity anymore. Instead, we're stepping into standing up for what our side is, what our truth is, and we're calling for balance and harmony and compassion across the board in that, okay? And then the last astrological influence is on the 23rd, which is Saturday, right before we meet again on Sunday for a new weekly reading. And so on Saturday, we've got Scorpio season showing up. We let go of Libra season and we step into Scorpio season. So shout out to all those Scorpios out there. Happy solar return coming up towards the end of this week. And we're going to see more mystery and power and rebirth and deep emotional aspects showing up in harmony and in honor of the Scorpio season introducing itself this year. So Just notice also the intuitive aspects of you, the introverted aspects of you, the shadow side versions of you. Those will also be pretty present as well for Scorpio season as it begins to bring itself in. And it's such a good vibe for Halloween and for the 10/10 portal. If you didn't check out the Thinning of the Veil 10/10 portal event that I did on Zoom, it is available for replay for only $9.90, or I'm sorry, for only $10.10 for the replay. And if you're interested in that replay, we did a full ceremony, meditation, and some intuitive practices and journal prompts to help you really use the 10/10 portal to its highest potential and for your highest good. And the 10/10 portal is going on until 11/11. If we consider the integration period. So you have all month to really use this portal to the best of your ability. So I strongly encourage getting the replay of the Thinning of the Veil event so that you can use that portal and learn how to use that portal to the best of your ability. So email me, readingsbyrissa@gmail.com, or send me a DM at readingsbyrissa on Instagram if you'd like the replay of that Thinning of the Veil event for the 10/10 portal. And the Scorpio season's so good for that because it really helps us to face the mysteries of the spirit world and help us face the mysteries of ourselves as well, and help us tap into that Halloween kind of aspect, or that Samhain aspect if you're more in that vibe. Okay, so we're prepping for that energy towards Halloween even more. We're feeling the energy get stronger, so we can get excited for that. All right, loves, let's go ahead and finish it up. Oh, thank you for the super chat donation, Jasmine. So sweet of you. So sweet of you. Thank you so much, everyone. Really appreciate those donations. You have no idea how much they help. Those donations go towards more efficient and effective quality of these readings. And the donations also go towards getting things really just the foundation up for the website, the virtual store, things like that, because I really want to bring you all these products. Y'all, these products are about to be released, but it takes a lot of out-of-pocket expense and just time and energy and labor to make it happen. But I'm doing it, and it's almost done. The virtual store will be announced very soon in the next couple of weeks, and actually pre-orders are going to be available on a mass scale very, very soon. But if you want to be one of the first people that gets to have the opportunity to pre-order some of these products and learn about what exactly the products I am offering, definitely send me an email, readingsbyrissa@gmail.com, if you want to be one of the first ones to hear about these products and to have the option of donating or purchasing. I'm sorry, I just saw the donation come in of purchasing the products. Okay, so if you want to be one of the first ones to hear about what the products are and be one of the first ones to have the opportunity to pre-order and purchase, plus you'll get a little discount by being one of the early birds, email me, readingsbyrissa@gmail.com, and email me quick, because those of you who email me for the early bird pre-order, I'm going to be sending out some information to you likely this week or weekend, and then you'll have only a limited amount of time to get your orders in before I open it up for everybody. And I do only have a limited amount of pre-orders available, so you definitely want to be on that list if you know for sure you want to hear about these products first and get the access to them first. All right, I'm going to pull the last card from the Isis deck. And if you don't know the products, you may get a little sneak peek of one of them in the Bone Shaman live reading that I did on Friday. So definitely, if you're feeling, and I think that was Friday last week, so if you're feeling called to check out that reading, you may even get a little sneak peek to one of the products to give you a little idea of what to expect there and help you make your decision. But I promise you, you're going to want these products, because I've been working on them for a long time. I've been working on one of the products for 2 years, maybe 3 now, and I've been working on the most recent product for over 1.5 years. So these products are really intentionally made and cultivated And so I think you'll all really enjoy them. All right, everybody, let's see what our review of the week is based on the cards. The first card is the Gift of Neutrality. I love this card for this week. We've been talking about balance, finding balance, and bravery. We find balance by stepping into neutrality, the energy of indifference, or the energy of kind of that stasis, that middle space, that zero, that zero energy. It's not in the negative, it's not in the positive, it's right there at that zero energy, that neutral point. That gift of neutrality helps us to see both sides clearly, and then it helps us to discern which side of the spectrum we want to be on. Or it allows us to stay in that centered balance place so that we can be even more grounded in whatever truth is in our heart, okay? It says balance is at work in your life. Like, really, Spirit, of course you're going to pull the balance card, the neutrality card, for the first main card of this week. It says balance is at work in your life. Yin and yang are opposites in energy, but reside side by side to create the gift of neutrality, okay? So finding that harmony amongst the opposites with the gift of neutrality in the beginning of the week. So we want to start on that awareness right away. Middle of the week is willpower. This is that energy of that Aries full moon, that strong, stable, secure, passionate expression of determined goal setting, okay? This energy of choosing what you want to see, what goal and what outcome you want to see, and having the willpower to support it, okay? So stay in your willpower, stay in your fiery, passionate, determined self for the continuation of this week, for the most success you can have this week. And then the last card is the Dark Healing Chamber, end of the week card. This is really showing up for that Scorpio season introduction towards the end of the week. The Dark Healing Chamber is definitely so aligned to the Scorpio vibes, Scorpio being kind of the ruler of the underworld, that dark energy. Not to say it's bad, but just to say it's mysterious and sometimes hidden and secretive and deep, right? Deep in connection. And the healing energy of that comes with facing the dark chamber, okay? It says the most challenging task is to take courage in both hands. Courage? What? We've been talking about bravery. Yes, take courage in both hands and journey within to meet your own dark self and begin the healing task of bringing love, acceptance, and light to it. The sacred purpose of any enemy in this battle cry energy, are you serious? This is so on point. The sacred purpose of any enemy within or without us is to push us to venture inwards, to seek and heal the darkness within. So this is saying that, any of the battle cry energy we're feeling, any of the confrontation and conflict and opposing energy that we're facing is a representation of the same kind of opposition or opposing energy that we're facing within ourselves. All relationships outside of us, all interactions outside of us, and the mass collective human experience is a direct mirror, a direct reflection of our own internal duality, our own internal battle, okay? So we want to notice the correlation between our internal battle and the battles we're facing outside of us so that we can find the clarity to move forward and heal that duality so it can come together in harmony, okay? Finding balance and bravery as we find harmony, okay? So powerful. I love it. Yes, Leslie, I'm so glad you want the products. Email me and I will get you on the list for pre-order. The information for the pre-order stuff will be sent out to those who do the early bird pre-order sometime this week, likely over the weekend, giving you a little time to get your orders in before I take it public. So exciting. Also, the last little thing I want to mention as a sneak peek to a big launch and release is I'm going to be releasing a new music video for Halloween. Shadow Work is going to be released as a celebration of Samhain, as a celebration of Halloween, as a celebration of the thinning of the veil portal, this energy of our shadow having to be faced as a result of the way the veil is thin between the physical world and the spiritual world. And oftentimes when the spiritual world becomes more accessible to us, it presents us with the opportunity to dive deeper into a part of our spirit. And this year we're being presented the opportunity to dive deeper into our shadow, the parts of us that we've ignored, that we've tucked away, that we've hidden away, that we've been embarrassed by, and even the things that we have tried to pretend we don't have, that we could be using for our highest good or for the highest good of all. Okay, so everything that's been in the shadows, it's time for us to face it. And that process of facing what's in the shadows is called shadow work. And it is the song on my album Hippie Vixen. I really love that song, and I've made a music video to go with it. So I'll be releasing that on Halloween. So keep posted on my Instagram and on my YouTube channel and all my social medias for sneak peeks of that, and for just, you know, a buildup of that excitement. And then I will be premiering that on Halloween. Super exciting. All right, everyone, thank you again for joining. Again, the gift of neutrality in the beginning of the week, willpower in the middle of the week, and at the end of the week, the dark healing chamber. I love you so much. Keep those vibes going strong. Share this reading with anybody you feel would really benefit from these messages. And also, I would love for you to all comment in the comment section if there's any spiritual pages you follow that you would love to see me do a collaboration with, or that you would love to see my readings be added to. You know, I know there's a lot of spiritual channels out there that you know, post several different intuitives, readers, healers, spiritualists, and I don't know all of them. I only know some of them. So if you have some that you would love to see my videos and readings be premiered on, please comment in the comments so that I know, and I can go check out those channels. All right? Love you so much. Thank you so much. I will see you next week for a brand new weekly reading right here at 1:11 p.m. Central Time. And until then, peace.